Every week we do a Q&A with interesting and accomplished members of the adaptive community to find how they persevered, how they innovated, how they built communities, and how they found solutions. Welcome to the Nametags Chat Podcast. Hello, I'm Chris Waddell. Welcome to the One Revolution Nametags Chat Podcast. Today we are going international in our celebration of stories of resilience. We have Shams Aalam, who is from India. So he actually, for those of you who are wondering why we're a little bit later today, he is up at 6:30 in the morning, coming to us from 6:30 in the morning, 11 and a half hour time difference from Mountain Time. He has the world record for open sea swim by a paraplegic, 8 kilometers in the Goa, right? Or off of Goa. Has a degree in mechanical engineering, has an MBA in HR and operations. He what was this? The best emerging leader in disability sport diplomacy by the U.S. State Department Global Sports Mentoring back in 2018. Well, I don't know if you call it formally a black belt in karate. I mean, if you have a black belt in karate, do you always have a black belt in karate? I mean, you had a tumor and became a paraplegic, but you still have a black belt, I'm assuming. So we'll get into that. Shams, thank you for joining us on the Nametags Chat Podcast.
I'm very excited, Chris, to talk on this platform.
This is great. And for those of you who are wondering how this happened, Shams saw some of what we were doing and he said, you need to have me on your podcast. So sometimes it's as easy as that. You need to have me on your podcast. And so he is on the podcast. I'm going to start with the swimming thing. Why open water, long distance swimming? That sounds hard. It sounds a little scary. Why did you go in that direction?
Chris, basically, I started swimming and I never thought of going open water swimming. But yes, as I belong from India and here we have a lot of infrastructural barrier with related to people with disabilities. So how started like, I have my mentor, Mr. Rajaram Ghag from Mumbai, who is actually the first person in the Asian region who have crossed English Channel, being a disabled person. I think long back in 1984, when I was not even born also. So he actually saw me and told me, Shams, you can do this. And swimming actually started as a physiotherapy purpose and aquatherapy for me because I got spinal cord injury in 2010. And then just started because to get the regeneration of my nervous system, getting back to the normal and all. Then in 2016, first I did a 6-kilometer open sea swimming, which was held in Mumbai. And I completed that in 1 hour, 40 minutes and 28 seconds, which makes me to an Limca Book of Records also. And that's boosted actually my energy. And then back after that in 2017, when I was doing my MBA and I was in I was having my exams, but I got a call from one of my friends that they are organizing an accessible beach fest in Goa. And this is the best platform where you can do your record, break your record, as well as you can make awareness in the society about the accessibility. What is the need of accessibilities in the society? And as you have mentioned in my citation that I am one of the best emerging leaders from the United States Department Global Sports Mentoring Program. And there I learned what is the importance of accessibilities and how everyone should have a right of living the best of his life and go with his family, friends, or relatives to the beaches or anywhere he or she wants to go. So I thought this is the best platform and I need to raise the awareness about this. And that's how I came all the way. I took a special permission from my director that I wanted to go and do this, and they allowed me finally that, Shams, no problem, you can do your exams later on and you have to go there. And then all the way I came from Chennai to Goa, and here I completed this 8 kilometer. Though it took me a little more time, like I was expecting I will complete it in somewhere around 2 to 3 hours, but it took me 4 hours because the course of the system was really very hard, because in 8 kilometer there was 5 kilometer against the tired, and then 3 kilometer was a parallel to tired. So that's why it took little longer, but I was very happy at the end because we completed it, and we got a chance to speak with the government officials, tourism ministers, and all the commissioner of person with disabilities. And after exactly 1.5 years, we got to know that the impact of this is there is a fully accessible beach in Goa. So that make my life, and that's actually inspired me to keep doing all this kind of activities, Krish.
So that was it, the idea of putting yourself out there for 4 hours, for swimming for 8 kilometers, and the end result is an accessible beach and probably a fair amount of awareness. Were you always someone who gravitated toward longer endurance kinds of events? Is that, I mean, you were a karate guy. It doesn't seem like that would be the same kind of endurance. Is endurance the thing that you gravitated toward, or how does that work?
Yeah, I think I after my disability, I got so many comments from various people like it's happened because of your karate, or it's happened because of so many XYZ comments. But what I feel personally is karate is just not a sports; it's a way of life, how we learn, how we live our life each day and daily activities. So whatever I am, Krish, here back in here in India, see, we don't have much advanced rehabilitation process or rehabilitation organizations. However, I'm able to sit on my own. I can do all my activities being a chest down paralyzed person. That itself shows that what kind of determination and my uh, my mental toughness I have. And I totally give credit to the karate, in which I learn all these kind of activities, my how to do meditation, how to keep yourself calm during the tough time. And uh, yeah, endurance, I think that is my part always, because all, if you're a karate guy or if you're a martial arts guy, you have to go through the various kind of trainings in which endurance is also a part. So that's something inbuilt, I can say.
Oh, okay. Some of your tests and things like that. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine who was talking about some of his martial arts training, and he said that his trainer had pushed him to the point of exhaustion before they actually started the fighting. And so it does seem like there can be both that physical, mental, emotional exhaustion. What did you think about when you were out there swimming? You were swimming for 4 hours straight. What did you think about?
So Chris, to be very honest with you, like when I was doing like this feat, at some point of time, I was thinking like, what's happening? Because when you're doing swimming against the tide, each time you go some way, then again a tide will come and it will take you to the back. So like I was like very I was not depressed, but yeah, I was kind of frustrating why I'm not able to reach that why I'm not able to go little faster and all. But then I realized that the guys who were on jetties, they used to come and they used to keep motivating me. The Shams, you are going great, you're going great, you're doing good, and keep going. So I feel like. Those supporting staff played a very vital role in completing this task. And uh, not in this 8 kilometer, but yes, when I was doing the 6 kilometer, open sea swimming, that time I was quite fast because it was not against the tide, and I was going fast. But then at one point, I realized I just uh, thought, what is inside the water? Let me just open my eyes and see. And I was like, I opened my eyes and I saw inside the water, it was full dark, and I got scared. What's happening? And then like some jellyfish and all, it's used to come from my house, and like something will touch my hand, or like those. I'm not having sensation in my lower limbs, but yeah, I'm having in my upper limbs, and whenever it's touch it gives me goosebumps. What's happening? What is there? But then it was very good, and then I was thinking, I have to just focus on uh, uh, my uh, my final destination. And when I was in the water, I was not able to see anything here at the end point. But then slowly, like after almost 30 minutes of swim, i I was able to see and recognize the Gateway of India in Mumbai, if you ever heard about Gateway of India. And then when I saw Gateway of India, I was like, oh yes, I'm just reaching. I'm about to reach the final destination. And then it boosted my confidence. And then I started doing all again, very, with all my energy. And then finally we reached the destination at Kulaba. And I was like very happy because before that itself, I have done the research that in India, no one has done this kind of swimming with paraplegia. So if I'm going to do this, it is going to make a big difference in the society. It is going to make a big impact on the people with disabilities, and especially with paraplegic people. And I will be able to raise my voice in the society, and I can make the difference in the life of people with disabilities. And that's exactly happening after my feed. It got so many coverage in the news, print, and electronic media, as well as uh, in various records book. And that's actually helped me to raise my voice.
So is that what you thought about as you were going along? Like, what's the thing that kept you going when it was difficult? Was it the impression that you were going to make? Did you feel like it was that powered you along when you wanted to quit, or when you thought, this is, the tide just keeps pushing me back? How do I keep going?
Yeah, so it's actually the thing. I always think, Chris, what is my motto in my life? Why I have started these kind of activities? Why I came all the way from different city, flew to a different cities, and doing all this kind of thing. So when I get tired or when I get like demotivated, I always go back to my original goal or aim, and then I bounce back more stronger. And then that's the thing which actually keep me always motivating and always going ahead. uh, I'm like, I'm not saying that India is not a good place to live. It's a good place, and we do have a right of person with disability act also. We are very fortunate that we have right of person with disability act. The only thing we need is we need a leaders who can actually implement all this laws which is available on paper in the ground on the ground. So I'm sure one day we will be having a good place, a better place for each and everyone, and people from across the world or all walks of life will come and have a pleasant stay in India.
What is the situation in India for people with disabilities? I mean, you have the rights. I forget exactly what you said. The
Right of person with disabilities.
right of person with disabilities. Sorry, the right of person with disabilities. But the what's your sense of, you have a law, but what's the impression from the general people? What's your impression as someone with a disability of this situation? Do you feel like an equal? Do you feel like you have opportunities, or are you fighting for that the whole time?
Chris, yeah, we have to go a long way. We do have, as I mentioned, that we do have a Right of Person with Disabilities Act we got in 2016, which says that there should be an equal opportunity for all the people with disabilities. And but it's actually not happening on reality in realities. We still have to go a long way. I keep always raising my voice on various platforms, and this is very close to my heart that I should speak about it. And whenever I go on national television or whenever I speak in the electronic or print media, I keep raising my voice. I keep talking with the ministers and writing the mail or letter, anything which is coming. Right now, if you can see that India is facing a very critical situation due to this pandemic, and I being a leader in my disabled community, we are very happy and fortunate that I'm a part of a United States Global Sports Mentoring Program. And this time, when actually my mentor, Dr. Sarah Helry, she changed my mind when I was talking with her, and I just asked her that we are facing here because of COVID, we are facing very sort of crisis here, and people with disabilities are a very vulnerable people. They are having a lot of issues, and I have given them a project, and she was very happy to support us. And then finally, I included a few of my global sports mentoring program alumni brothers, Mr. Vibhas Sen, Javed Chaudhary, and one of my very great friend, Tabinda Sheikh. And with the help of these four people, now we receive a 10,000 US dollar grant from GSMP, which actually boosted us, our confidence. And now we are serving more than thousands of people back in India, especially giving the priority to the disabled community people. And you can see on my social media network, on my Twitter, on my Instagram, on my Facebook, that we are serving each and every day with ration kit, with oxygen cylinder or oxygen concentrator, distributing masks, to sanitary pads, or from like so many kind of activities we are doing on daily basis, so which actually inspiring me and all of us to keep going ahead. And the related to person with disabilities, if you are talking, Chris, I think it will take a time in India. I think people, I have already said, yeah, last time, that no country can be a developed country by excluding its people with disabilities forces. In India, we have almost the government census record says that it is 3%, but the World Bank record says we have almost 10% people with disabilities of total population in India. So you can imagine millions of people with disabilities are there in India. And if a government wants to be a developed nation, they should include us. Then only it will be a developed nation.
So what do you consider your job? So you're competing as an athlete, but it sounds like the activism part, the support part, the working in conjunction with the government is taking a lot of your time and a lot of your effort. Which direction do you want to go, or the two are the two going in the same direction?
I think it's very clear. We cannot be each and every time a sports person. Right now, though I was training for the Tokyo Paralympics, however, because of pandemic here, we did not got a chance to go for the qualifying matches. So it's very difficult for me right now. I'm not able to do the swimming practice. Swimming pools are closed. But then what to do? We cannot sit at home and just cry or just think. But then there is something called that. I believe that if you're a sports person, in your inside, in your what do you call, a sports person will never die. It will always give you the motivation to keep doing something good and good, which actually motivates me. So what I thought, like here, if uh, I'm not able to do anything, then why don't I do something for my people? And then it's come the leadership part. And then whatever I have learned during my global sports management program in USA from my mentor, Mr. Doc Garner from University of Texas, Arlington. And so these people are always in connection with me through the Zoom call or through the social media. And they always keep me inspiring that Shams, you can do it. If whatever I'm doing and posting on social media, they always comment to me. And those comments actually help me to get motivated. And that is the reason I started serving people. And you won't believe, Grace, when you get a call or when you get a message from the beneficiaries, those who are getting benefited, and their smile actually change your life, which always help you to keep doing all these kind of things, which will help to make this world a better place for everyone.
Exactly. And but it sounds like you actually started with the idea, the leadership idea, much earlier, right? I mean, you started it at the same time as you were starting your athletic career, but now you're focusing more on it. So does that mean there's no chance of making the Tokyo Games?
I'm not sure right now because I think the National Paralympic Committee is still planning if we could get a chance of selection trial or something happen in India, then probably I will try my best. And I'm not stopping here, Chris. I'm not stopping here. Like I have a long-term plan. I'm sure. Like if I could not make right now for the Tokyo Paralympics, definitely we have 2024 Paris Paralympics, and we will be having some more games coming up. As 2022 Asian Paralympics, Asian Para Games, which is a big games after the Olympics. So I have the plans, and I'm continuing on it. Definitely, but I should not feel that I'm not having any work. So right now, if someone is asking, I'm more occupied. I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of calls to attend, and I have a lot of things to do across the country for my people with disabilities.
Which, I mean, I'm sure. And what's the support from the government? Are they in concert with you? Is there pushback? Are you constantly battling? How does it work with the government?
Grace, this is really a tough question.
Not to get you in trouble or anything.
I mean, like government support, I can just say it's like zero. It's zero.
Really?
In all sense. I mean, like government is not able to do they are not doing their responsibility. See how the pandemic is affecting the life of people with disability. We have not enough vaccine. So I'm not talking about others. I'm just talking about myself. So long back after 15 days, before 15 days itself, I registered myself on for a co-vaccine vaccinations, but still I'm not able to get the slot to go and take my vaccination first jab. So you can imagine a person who is actually qualified. And then in India, what is the issues? Like if you talk, almost 70% people are staying in the rural areas, those who are very less aware about the internet and the smartphones. So do you think all the peoples can go and do their registration online? It's a very tough job. The government should take the initiatives. And I have, in fact, I know I cannot do things for each and everyone, but what I'm just compressing myself and trying to focus on the people with disabilities. And what are the differences, what I'm seeing right now. So if you can, I spoke with the government of Maharashtra, and we have given an official letter in which there is a 5 points in which I mentioned that if you can make infrastructure the COVID center where people with disability can go, that is fine. If you cannot make a specific COVID care center, then you can do one thing. You can just provide pick up and drop facilities to the people with disability. You can provide offline registration for them. And if we have we need volunteers, especially in case of wheelchair users and visually impaired people. And the most important what we need we need a big smile on your face with an open heart. You can always welcome us. And I think that is something we will feel included. We will get vaccinated, which will save more lives. They have accepted is they wrote on the letter on their Twitter that we will give the priority to the people with disabilities. So that is when you get the result, you get motivated. And then I wrote a few more states like Bihar, and then in fact I have written to the Health Ministry of India also that please give the priority to people with disabilities and make them get vaccinated.
Which is great. It sounds like you have a lot of access to high level people as well, which is great for the community, which, as you were saying, there were a bunch of people who are in the rural areas who don't have access to computers or cell phones or those kinds of things. And so as a result, they probably don't have much access to the vaccinations. Are you working in an official capacity doing this? Are you a volunteer? How are you making your living? Do you make your living doing this, or how does that work?
No, great. This is just a voluntary work. I actually, I'm not working this for any official capacity. This is what I feel. This is my responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
The people, the fellow citizen, and the world, as very, very well said by Mahatma Gandhi. If you wanted to see a change in the world, be the one.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to make a change in the world, be the one. So what I feel like, if I will always depend on others, then I'm sure there is not going to be a change. So being a change maker in the society, I always try to take the initiatives and I always try to make the changes in the society. What I am working on different projects. I am a full-time para-athlete, and then I have few other my action plans. And I am for my living, I do work with a company called Hela India, in which I am working as a project manager, and I'm developing first of its kind wheelchair in India, which is customized wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, like wheelchairs cost around $5,000 in US or in Germany. And we are trying not exactly the same, but yes, we are trying to give those kind of qualities or those kind of facilities in a very, very affordable price in India. So that is my job. And all the activities is just because there is one leader hidden inside me, which always keep me asking the question, Shams, you have to do all these things. So I'm not doing any in official capacity, but yes, as a person and as individual change maker in the society, and with the support of a few people, my mentors from Global Sports Mentoring, and some individuals, many professionals, and with the help of local team and volunteers, these kind of activities is being done. So we have not started any, as I mentioned, we are 4 people right now, a group of 4 committee teams. So we are in a process to register Sports Peace in Society Foundations, which is my baby. And I'm sure through this platform, I will be doing more activities in sports and bringing the peace in the society.
Which is great. I mean, just having a wheelchair that fits you it's amazing how much that affects your well-being, your health, your outlook. What's it like to get around India in a wheelchair? I've not been to India. I was supposed to go a couple of times and I've not made it yet. So hopefully I'll get a chance to visit sometime. But I mean, obviously you're in a city, but then there are the rural parts as well. What's it like? I mean, are there accommodations for accessibility? Is it challenging getting in and out of businesses? How has that been?
Chris, yeah, it's as always mentioned, we have to go a long way. So yes, in India, I'm fortunate enough that I'm staying in cities, but the rural India is actually, in fact, the cities are itself not accessible right now. It's very difficult. I remember my early days when I got disability. I used to ask many people that I have to go to the swimming pool or I have to go for a rehabilitation purpose for physiotherapy. And I know how difficult it is to get out of from my home. There was a time when I used to think that if I can go out of from my home, I can win the world. So you can imagine what kind of difficulties one person with disabilities is facing. And this is not in terms of personally with me, this is with the many thousands of people with disabilities. And I think what I have seen during this last 10 years is uh, now we have a lot of awareness. In fact, we have a few people, those who are raising their voice, keep raising their voice in different cities, and we are trying to make them government aware about it. That no, we need this kind like transportation facilities. We need accessible. We need hospital, schools, and colleges accessible, and even workplace. We need. I always give them the example when someone says that people with disabilities are not contributing. I said, see, you can see myself. I'm working, I'm paying tax. I'm help if I wanted to go from one place to one another place, I always keep traveling. When I buy the aeroplane tickets, when I go and stay in the hotels, I'm paying the taxes. That means I'm contributing in the revenue generation of India, the government. And if I can do, many others people like me, they are also indirectly or directly they are doing. That means we are contributing in nation building. So why you being a leader, you guys are not thinking about us? And we have seen that there is some changes coming up in the mindset of people with people, and they are now still. I think, Chris, it's not something which I can see in coming 10 years. I cannot say there will be a huge changes, but my mentor coach Doug Garner always says, "Shams, we are here to build a bridge. Always, someone has done something for us. Your responsibility is to do something, and then definitely it will be a process. And one day we all can hope that the place or the society will be more accessible in all the manners like infrastructure, attitudinal barrier, and all these kind of barrier, the mental myth of people, a general society about the people with disabilities. And I'm sure right now in India, if you're talking about the sports, Olympian Paralympians are bringing more medal than Olympians, though our team is very less, very limited. So you can imagine like what kind of changes or the result we are giving. The only thing is government is still not taking those, still not recognizing, I can say, in a proper manner that people with disabilities are doing much better than others. So we should give them the facilities. Like we don't have any excellence center for para athletes. We don't have any dedicated ground or something, or coaching facilities even like how you people have in USA. You have a lot of excellence center, but then uh, we are trying our best, and we keep doing I with the help of State Department and US Consulate General Mumbai. We did last year training camp in a organized place where people with disabilities come and they feel good. They feel that, oh yeah, this kind of facilities, if there, we will feel safe. We can go easily out. We can pursue our career in sports. We can do our trainings. So I feel like if we will give the opportunity to the people, they will definitely do something better and they will show their capabilities.
Right, exactly. And as you said, you're building a bridge. And the hard part about building a bridge is that it doesn't happen all at once, right? I mean, you expect to say, hey, look at this. There are people who are contributing to society, they're paying taxes, You should recognize it. And change is difficult. It's difficult to affect a change. How important, obviously, right now, we're talking about the time of the pandemic, which might make it more challenging to make it to Tokyo. But how important can the Paralympics be for you and for other Indian athletes to be able to affect a change within the government, within the views of the population of India, within the views of people with disabilities?
So, Chris, I feel Paralympics Games are a movement which has started long back, and it's making a huge difference. And the one example I can see, I always relate myself with the US. You can see there is now, earlier there used to be a Paralympic US committee, but now there is something called US Olympic and Paralympic Committee. So they came under one roof. So that is something like equal opportunity they are giving to their all the athletes, and it's all because of Paralympic Games. So I think Paralympic Games is a very, very important platform, which actually shows what kind of heroes we are having across the world, across the globe. And I'm sure if in India, there was no much appearance on national television or reality shows, but after 2016 Paralympics, our athletes got a chance to go on the live national television reality shows. So, I mean, like, I feel personally, if we will go to the Paralympics, our athletes will get a chance to go on a various other level of platforms, which will help us to make awareness in the society about the disability community and disability sports. And I'm sure it's personally always an athlete, any athletes or any individual who are preparing, they have a dream to go and represent their country or bring a medal in the Paralympics and Olympics. So it's a whole huge, like I can say, any Paralympic Games is a like mecca for any religious people. Like I'm a Muslim, and for me, like how it is Mecca. At the same way, like it is like I'm going to these kind of places. So where like our own purpose, my own purpose is to make this changes in the society. I wanted to see people living their life with happiness and health, all kind of facilities. And this I can only do if I am at a certain level, if I have achieved something, and if I can raise my voice. I'm sure you asked me that, Shams, you are doing this kind of activities on like as an official capacity or what? So let me just tell you, give you one thing, like uh, back in 2018, I got official letter from government of Bihar that Shams, we would like to invite you to become a member of special task force committee for sports development and making the sports policies in the state of Bihar. So I am a special, now I am an official member. And what being a member, what I'm doing is like bringing changes in their sports policies, making more visibilities on people with disabilities, and what kind of policy they need, what kind of support they need to get a job or training facility. So like it's always says like nothing about us without us. So I'm just trying to get into the system and trying to make them aware that yes, we need this, and you can use you can use our capabilities, our traits, what we have, whatever we have got from the Paralympic Games or from our various other organizations. So, like, if government will use our what do you call advantage or our skills, our knowledge, or our experience, they can definitely make good infrastructure. They can always make good policies. So I feel they should include us. That is more important, Chris.
Exactly. Now, you mentioned that reality television is a way that the athletes are gaining more exposure. Do you have coverage of the Paralympic Games, of the actual competition as well?
So till last year, we were not having the coverage, but this year we are trying that we should do it live on some televisions, national televisions. But I'm sure media is playing a vital role, Chris. I feel personally also, and I'm sure if we will get Paralympic Games, we'll get visibilities on in India. There will be a huge difference because we have a lot of billion-dollar populations. So I think if the message will go to the people, definitely there will be a huge attitudinal changes in the people mindset.
Exactly. Who are your heroes? Like you're fighting this battle, right? You had a tumor, had surgery, ended up as a paraplegic. Who are your heroes in fighting this battle and fighting the battle for a lot of other people in your country?
See, there are a lot of people in my countries, and they are doing really tremendous job to make the bring changes in the society. But I personally, I want to say my regards to, first of all, like my mom. She used to play a vital role in my life. Whenever I used to go get depressed or frustrated in my early days of my disabilities, she used to always motivate me and give me that chance. Uh, don't worry, like if Allah has closed one door for you, definitely He will open 10 doors for you. And exactly the same things happening. And then in my professional careers, like my mentors, Mr. Doc Garner, Dr. Sarah, is a very motivating person. She always motivate me. And then one of my friend with spinal cord disability in India, Mr. Vaidyanathan, he recently passed away because of COVID, but he was a guy who have actually worked a lot on spinal cord injuries, and he actually personally taught me, Shams, don't think about others. You have to just look ahead and go ahead, keep going. You are the leader who can who can bring the changes about the disabilities sector in India. So he actually given me a dream in India, and he always used to guide me, Shams. Do this, do that. You have a good communication skill. You can speak on the various platform. So keep raising your voice. So I think there are so many people, but yes, I would just wanted to give a tribute to Mr. Vaidyanathan, who actually inspired me a lot in India. And I'm sure the dream which he saw, we will keep trying to take it forward in our life also.
And it sounds like it really is a dream. I mean, it really is. I mean, from your mother to your mentors, it's about keeping that dream alive, where you have the dream, you do the work, you run into the obstacles, and you keep going. And is that one? I'd imagine one, it's what you're taking from them, but two, I'd imagine it's what you're giving to other people. Are you consciously thinking about, I want to make sure that people can continue to dream?
So exactly. I think dream. They should dream. Here, I know there are a lot of issues, Chris. If we will keep talking, it will go beyond and beyond. But what I feel like people should dream. And what happened in India, the society, when if you don't have access to food, if you don't have access to education, if you don't have access to training facilities or a daily kind of activities, how you will dream or how you will think. So what I am trying, see, you would believe, Grace, there are so many people who actually get connected to me through my social media that Shams, I am in the house since last 10 years, 15 years. So these kind of messages actually make me feel like, what's happening, Shams? What are you doing as a leader? You should do something which makes them believe that you are not died, you are not finished. You still have something to do. You can live your life. So back in 2018, before going to USA, I conducted a swimming training camp for 5 days in Chandigarh, and I met few people and I trained them swimming. And after the swimming program, they wrote on the Facebook that a lady, one of my friend, she's a paraplegic, and she wrote, "Thank you so much, Shams. I got a chance to enter into the pool after 17 years of my disabilities, and I feel so happy." She was able to swim, and many of other friends. So you can imagine when you get these kind of comments, it's really make me goosebump in my full body, and it's actually keep asking me, Shams, you have to keep doing some kind of activities. So that is something which never ever uh, allow me to just keep quiet and sleep. It is something which makes me to keep dreaming and doing something for more people. And I feel this should always motivate all of us to do something for our people.
Just helping somebody to get out of the house, right, is such a big gift to give someone. And you said this woman who was 17 years. That, I mean, that's like, I mean, that's such a huge chunk of someone's life to be able to then move forward and think tomorrow can be better than today, which is the hope for all of us. You said your mother was such a huge mentor for you. What does the rest of your family think about what you're trying to do, and how are they helping you, or are they helping you?
Yeah, so I'm like so thankful to my sister and their children. So when I used to be in Mumbai, and my sister, when I got disabilities, she actually helped me like a baby, because obviously my mom, she was an old age lady, around 75 years plus, and she cannot lift me. And like when uh, uh, we are a paraplegic person and people don't know, suddenly they get a paraplegic person in their home and they don't know that how to lift him, or because I was not able to walk and all. So they used to carry me like a baby, and I'm so thankful to my sister and their entire family, their children. They always used to help me to go out of from my home to go to the swimming pool or for any other of my activities. And then right now, I'm staying with my father, and uh, my father is like he's 90 plus, but he's so young and fit that whenever, as I have mentioned you, that we get up early in the morning by 4 a.m. here, and like we offer our prayers, and then we do our exercises. So he also do with me, and like seeing him doing exercises, it actually motivates me, and I also do the things. So and we talk a lot. And this pandemic, I did like because of pandemic, my maid she stopped coming, and then I started cooking, and that actually helped me. And now my father, the first day when I made a flat bread, I remember I posted on social media, and I got so many comments. People were saying like, "Oh, Shams, this is a shape of some countries, China or something, or Nepal." But then a few more comments was there like, "Shams, don't worry, practice makes man perfect. Keep doing it. You will learn a lot, and then if you can able to make a round flatbread, you will get a pretty wife and all." So like that, that's something really cool. And now I remember I can make a good food now, and my father sometimes praises also, and he said sometimes, "Oh, Shams, you are making good food. Now you can go and be a chef also." So it's just sometime a killing point, and that's making life happy. I mean,
It sounds like you're enjoying it. Are you liking the cooking?
yes, in fact, yeah, I'm liking cooking, and in fact, I have written a blog on my website, specifically how is my cooking experience. So if somebody would like to read it, you can go on the shamsalam.com website, and in my blog you will get it.
Are you putting in recipes and everything? I mean, can we borrow from some of what you're cooking too?
It's not a recipe, but my experience, like how my father tortured me, I can say, or what kind of things, what is my favorite dishes, and how I started learning, how so many things are there, I think.
Okay, so we've got the flatbread. What else have you made? What's your go-to? What's your favorite dish, or what's the one that's done the best?
So I can make so many things, like especially I can make chicken fry, I can make mutton biryani, which is my favorite dish here, and I can make veg pulao. So many things I can make. I'm like pro now.
So this is good. So you're a swimmer, you're a mechanical engineer, what is HR and operations, and a chef. I mean, where are you going from here? This sounds like an interesting combination of talents and jobs.
Let's see where our destination will take. But I'm sure things which will always very close to my heart is like bringing accessibility through sports. Always will be very priority in my life, and yeah, making people of my community believe that we are not done and we still have something to live, and like being a disability is just a change of physical appearance. It's not something we are totally gone. We can still do much better things, and I'm so thankful to Almighty Allah that He has given me a chance to live a two different life in a single span. So I have lived a life before disabilities also. I know how it is. I have been to colleges, being an able person, and now I've been to universities, being a disabled person also. So I'm like, I know, I'm so thankful. I'm thankful that I'm getting this kind of opportunity to live all this kind of life and the struggles and the happiness and everything. I'm so thankful.
What's the one thing? I mean, you're talking about seeing before you've lived two lives, right? You've lived an able-bodied life, you've lived a life in a wheelchair. What's the perspective that comes out, or is there a perspective change that you've had as a result of kind of your second life now?
Chris, I will be very honest with the people, and I say like before my disabilities, even I was not aware about much about disabilities. I've just seen few people, um, like those who are beggars or kind of thing, those who are outside of mosque or masjid or some temple. That is what my interaction I can say with people with disabilities. Uh, so it's not, I can say it's not a fault of mine or any people those who are in living, because it's something we have never been introduced with the people with disability. See, there are a lot of changes I can see in the USA now. Companies are coming, they are bringing like emojis, then they are introducing kids with people of disabilities. They are giving the lesson that how to treat with them. So these kind of things should come in India also. And I'm not saying it will come suddenly, but yes, people like me and people like-minded people, when government will include us into the system, then definitely we will try to make more awareness on these kind of topic in an official capacity. Obviously few things we cannot do without the official capacity. So I feel that making awareness, introducing disability as a part of the curriculum, and people they should aware about it and how we can do in a different way. That is more important. So my life actually changes after my disabilities when I started uh, facing these kind of issues personally. The various comments from my relatives or people around me that actually made me think that how people with disabilities are facing the domestic violence, so many things. I mean, I'm like just very emotional right now, like how to say. But then I feel that um, being a leader, we have to tackle this and make make put put into the mind or insert into the mind of people in the society that we also have lives and each and every lives matter.
No, I think that that's great. I mean, it's interesting that you start off with the idea of, as an able-bodied person, you had no idea. You had no idea about people with disabilities, that you saw the people at the mosque, you saw the people on the corner begging, and that was the assumption. And it was that it was somebody who who in some ways didn't have as much potentially to offer. But your perspective afterwards, if I'm putting some words in your mouth, but it seems like the perspective afterwards is that you were missing the potential in those people as you're missing the potential, as some people are missing the potential in you as well. And probably, the funny part is that probably missing the potential in themselves too, right? I mean, it's sort of like the full circle where we see somebody and think, oh, well, that's somebody who doesn't really contribute. But then you're on the outside of that feeling like, oh, there's, people don't think that I can contribute. But then it's probably also extending to people about themselves, that they're not necessarily feeling that they can contribute as much. And so it's interesting the perspective that you are able to offer, given the things that you've seen, given the two lives that you've lived, not only for the disabled community, but also for the able-bodied people, for people in general, right? So it's an interesting perspective, and love the platform, and love everything that you're trying to do, everything that you're bringing together, the Renaissance man of engineering, and being a chef, and being an athlete, and an advocate and a leader.
Yeah, Chris, I think these are the things which I'm trying, and I'm sure people, those who are listening through this program, will definitely share this and spread the message of love and humanity to all the world. And we will, together, we all will rise, and we always have a better place for everyone.
Sounds great. Well, Shams, thank you so much for joining us, at such an early hour. And we're glad to hear that you've had your prayers and you've had your exercise beforehand, so you're all warmed up, ready to go. So we appreciate that. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for what you're doing for your people, for yourself, for your sport, for your country. Keep up the great work, and we look forward to seeing you in person sometime soon.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you to all of you for joining in. This was our first international, well, it was not our first international, actually. We had somebody from Africa early in the, but it's significant, to say the least. So thank you, Shams, for joining us in an 11.5-hour difference. And we appreciate it. Thank you to all of you for listening. If you didn't get a chance to watch the whole program, it will be archived on the One Revolution page on Facebook. We also will edit this and create it as a podcast. You will be able to see Shams in a podcast that will be on YouTube. It will be on Apple. It will be on Spotify. The greatest gift that you can give to us is, if you've liked what we've done, please tell your friends. Please tell people to tune in. Please like us. Please subscribe. And thank you all very much for joining. And thanks again, Shams, and have a wonderful day since you're still at the beginning of your day.
Thank you. You too, guys.
Take care.